She made the company billions. Now they've made her the villain. Forged signatures, offshore accounts, and a trail of digital lies Ava didn't create, but now must survive. Hello, my tribe of frenzies. This isn't just a story. It's a riddle soaked in greed, wrapped in betrayal, and unfolding before the first subpoena drops. Sew me in. Ava Sinclair wasn't just a rising star. She was the star. A black woman in fintech, standing tall at just 37, pulling in 7 figures and making investors richer by the second. They called her the Deal Whisperer. She closed contracts no one else could. She turned boardroom silence into gold. And when the company stock tripled in one quarter, they toasted with her name until they didn't. It started with a whisper, a memo that wasn't hers, a signature she swore she never penned. Then, a client flagged a suspicious $4.2 million offshore transaction tied to a Cayman shell company, with her initials all over the paperwork. By the time Ava walked into work that Monday, her access badge was disabled, her inbox wiped, and her name removed from the leadership page. Her assistant Erica wouldn't look her in the eye. The CFO Caleb, a man she once mentored, didn't return her call. And HR, silent, except for one email. Please see attached. It was a PDF, a resignation letter, dated, signed, stamped, all fake. Ava blinked. She'd been erased. They thought they buried it deep, but Ava didn't dig. The file found her. The file wasn't emailed. It wasn't passed in some meeting. It was waiting, already printed, on Ava's desk. No header, no envelope, just a single folder, slipped under the edge of her monitor like a ghost had placed it. Inside, a copy of her resignation, signed, time-stamped, verified, but she never wrote it. The paper smelled like toner. The signature looked perfect, except for one thing. Ava never dots her I in Sinclair. Not at work, not ever. She checked the timestamp. It was dated 3 days ago, at 9:16 a.m., at 9:16 that morning. She was in a strategy call with the Singapore board. Have you ever seen something with your name on it that you didn't create? Drop a fire emoji in the comments if you've ever felt set up. Let's talk. You're not alone. Ava stands frozen outside a frosted glass door, marked Human Resources. She wasn't just confronting HR. She was stepping into a war room. Ava Sinclair had rehearsed her lines like a closing argument before a grand jury. But real life? It doesn't follow scripts. It rewrites them in real time. She took one breath, then another, and pushed open the door. Marla didn't flinch, head of HR. Professional ice queen. If Ava was right, she wasn't just HR. She was the firewall hiding something corporate didn't want found. Ava placed a manila folder on the desk. Marla arched an eyebrow, a smirk barely forming. Google Drive logs don't lie, Ava said, flipping open the folder. This resignation letter? Timestamp says it was submitted yesterday, but our internal audit tool says otherwise. Someone manipulated the metadata. Marla's fingers hovered over the edge of the folder, unfazed. And what are you implying, Ms. Sinclair? That this company buries the truth like it buries files, under layers of permissions and password protections? Marla chuckled. You sound paranoid. Enron called their whistleblowers paranoid too. A pause. A deep, loaded pause. The kind that feels like a biometric lock clicking shut. You're playing a dangerous game, Marla said, leaning forward. Ava didn't blink. I'm just reading the rules everyone else pretends don't exist. Have you ever been blamed for something you didn't do? Have you ever watched someone twist facts into fiction and get away with it? Marla stood, closed the file, eyes steely. You need to be very careful, Ava. The last person who went down this road doesn't work here anymore. Neither will you, Ava said quietly, once the board reads the audit trail. Marla froze. Ava turned to leave, but just before the door clicked shut behind her, she paused. One more thing, she said over her shoulder. I blind copied legal. Have you ever felt disposable in a job you gave your soul to? When the silence protects everyone but you, would you still speak? Ava alone in a dimly lit boardroom, flicking through her phone. Her eyes stop. Sometimes the receipts don't just speak, they scream. The problem with empires built on fraud. They're not designed to survive screenshots. Ava Sinclair sat in the corner conference room, a burner phone open in one hand and her company-issued iPhone in the other. It was all there. Digital audit logs, biometric signature records, deleted Slack threads someone forgot to permanently wipe. Metadata so damning, it could bring down not just Marla, but the entire division. She'd backed it up 3 times. Google Drive, a private Proton mail, and a flash drive clipped to her bra strap. Call it overkill. She called it surviving. Emails rewritten, funds misrouted, contracts mysteriously amended. They made it look like she authorized a $72,000 vendor transfer. But Ava never touched that invoice. Classic digital forgery, said the forensic tech she hired off Reddit. Oldest FTX trick in the book. Have you ever been framed? Not just blamed, but digitally erased and replaced? What would you do if someone rewrote your reality? She hit send. An encrypted folder zipped off to the board's private distribution list. No subject line. Just one sentence inside. Your silence makes you complicit. Ava stood, straightened her blouse. Let the reckoning begin. Have you ever been forced to choose between your career and your character? When power plays dirty, do you stay silent or do you burn it all down? The boardroom was empty. The building was silent. The evidence wasn't. At 3:47 a.m., an unmarked email slipped past 3 firewalls and landed in the chair's inbox. No emoji, no greeting, just a single line. Your silence makes you complicit. Attached, a zip named Dead Canary. 60 seconds after opening, it began to breathe. Invoices rerouted through a children's charity that owned no children, no charity, just a Cayman P.O. box. Biometric logins stamped while the badge holder was on a flight to Paris. A resignation letter dated days before the employee's first pay stub. Someone at legal muttered, "This isn't a leak, it's handwriting on the wall." Marla Barnes, once queen of quarterlies, watched the spreadsheet bloom crimson cells. Her first call, crisis PR. Her second, personal counsel. Her third, nobody picked up. Things were burning too fast. Caleb Whitman typed a holding statement, deleted it, poured a drink, tried again. We will cooperate fully. 2 sentences, never naming the investigators, because when every regulator could have jurisdiction, listing them looks like a confession. Tell me, if you uncovered proof of a crime, would you bury it or press send? Type send it if you'd like the match. The zip extracted itself to 99%. Ava watched the progress bar, heart steady. as if she already knew the ending. At 100%, the screen flashed once. Every forged ledger, every bribe, every alias laid bare. She shut the lid, slipped the flash drive into her pocket, whispered, "Game over." Then she walked out, before anyone realized the lights had flickered. Truth didn't knock. It arrived in convoy. At 7:03 Eastern Standard Time, the SEC Financial Crimes Task Force swarmed the marble lobby, mirrored badges, tablets, and forensic Pelican cases. Inside headquarters, stock tickers froze. Trading halted. Just after sunrise, federal agents in black SUVs poured into the building. By noon, the company's headquarters was stripped of its secrets. Files boxed, hard drives bagged, Ava's evidence verified. Deadcanary.zip proved every sin. Vendor invoices funneled through a fake children's charity in the Caymans. Biometric logins recorded while staff were on international flights. Phantom resignation letters. Forged documents from employees HR insists were never hired. Modern digital banking scandal. Resignation cover-up. Insider leaks. Marla Barnes clutched her phone. Calls to London, Toronto, Manila rang dead. Caleb Whitman poured a scotch, rewrote the statement a third time. "We will cooperate with global regulators." A marshal replied, "Start with the grand jury." In some countries, whistleblowers are hailed as heroes. In others, they disappear. If you're watching from South Africa, Canada, the UK, or beyond, how does your nation handle the truth? Comment "Justice" and drop your flag if you believe truth should never be punished. Agents emerged in tight formation, arms loaded with banker boxes labeled "forged ledgers." Overhead, news choppers swarmed. The hashtag number sign "corporate fraud" soared, right beside FTX and Theranos. A headline scrolled across every major outlet: "Federal raid shuts down billion-dollar empire. Whistleblower." Ava Sinclair cleared. Ava Sinclair declined every interview. She boarded a one-way flight to Austin, Texas. New sign outside her modest office: Black Canary Capital. Tagline etched below: "Receipts save reputations." On her new laptop, folder 1, "Lessons Enron never learned." Progress bar: 1%. Have you ever been forced to choose between your career and your character? Evidence can bury liars, or resurrect the honest. If the feds stormed your office tomorrow, would your hard drive save you, or indict you? Truth wrecks buildings, but it also builds new ones. She didn't steal anyone's future. She redefined her own. Within weeks, FinTech's clients quietly moved their portfolios to Ava's firm. London, Toronto, Dubai, all chose transparency. She became a global force to be reckoned with. Her motto spread like wildfire: "Receipts save reputations," and unlike the last place, here, the receipts were real. This time, Ava Sinclair didn't lead from the top floor. She built the foundation. No secrets, no glass ceilings, just legacy. Have you ever watched someone rise by lying, while you sank telling the truth? Do receipts matter in your world, or do whispers still win? The truth doesn't trend for long, but it lasts forever. And to those still forging ledgers in secret, just know, someone's always watching. And next time, their name might be Ava. Ava Sinclair didn't just survive the scandal. She decoded it. From forged ledgers to secret transactions, she traced every breadcrumb. Her evidence? Unmatched. Her resolve? Undeniable. She didn't just expose corruption. She redefined what justice looks like when the truth has receipts. Today, her name is whispered in global boardrooms, from New York to Nairobi, not as a whistleblower, but as a force, a strategist, a founder. Welcome to Black Canary Capital, where legacy is built, not bought. And yes, the paper trail always leads home. Subscribe to Flash Fiction Frenzy at frenzyme.us. Comment, share, stay locked in. See you next week. New trail, same fire.